Hey you guys, today I'm gonna be showing you how I get this look, which is my super fast, super easy, not many products, glowy, natural, everyday, sharp look, just really enhancing everything. Yeah, this is my favorite look and this is what I do every day, and I'm gonna show you what I do for it. Okay, so I'm first starting out with moisturizer, of course. And the moisturizer that I am using is this Pond's one. And then I'm putting on a second moisturizer, which is this one, Vanny Cream. Now I'm sure most people probably already know this, but the whole point of that glowy look, the whole thing is the moisturizer that you put in the beginning. I like to put two because one is just doesn't keep that glowy look. So I feel like that's literally the main key thing. And then now I'm going in with this primer. I love this primer. It's from OG. It's SPF also in here. It's a primer, but it also keeps this glowy, dewy kind of finish. So I just do one drop and I put it all over my face. And then with my concealer that I use, it really like sticks in a good way. It sticks together and then has that dewy kind of finish. You see how my face is like plump kind of and wet a little bit? That's what I want. And then next we go right into the concealer. First some coffee. Please don't look at my concealer. I have to keep it in a bag because it just explodes, like it leaks all the time. But I do love this concealer, but that's the only problem. My main areas of concealer I put here, oops. And then another thing, I do put on 2 layers. So I first do one and then I go a second one. But I'll show you that later. And then I use the Beauty Blender. I also don't wet this Beauty Blender all the time. Some people wet it every time, but I wet it every few times because when I wet it every time, the concealer kind of, the concealer spreads too much where I kind of want it to stay in these areas. So I just blend it out. But also when I'm blending, I don't like go too hard. I kind of try to keep it really in the inner corner. So yes, I blend it out here, but I also kind of go lighter so that it stays in this area and it has more coverage here instead of spreading it out too thin. Do have a little blemish right here, so I'm just adding some right here. And then you see that harsh line. What I do is I just go in with my bronzer brush. Which is also from OG, which is also a really nice blending brush. And then also, yeah, to prevent these harsh lines, I do it here, kind of blend it out. And then this I'll do later, I'll fix this later. I kind of want it to sit like that. Blending here, blends out the harsh lines here. I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I recently just tried to make my eyebrows a little bit more straight because they were having a more arched look. Sometimes I like the arch, sometimes I like it straight. I kind of wanted to go for more straight right now and longer. Normally I just keep it at my natural length, but lately I've been doing it longer and I like the look of it. Let me show you. So I'm just using I used e.l.f. for NYX, or just these little eyebrow pencils. Very simple, but this is my go-to. Mine is in the shade brunette. I always use brunette because obviously my eyebrows are dark. So it's gonna be hard to look at the camera. I just fill in the front and in the end. Like super, super natural. And I try to keep my line here as up as possible. I know it goes down here, but I try to keep it more up and straight currently for my style that I like. Okay, and then that's kind of what I do for my brow. much longer, but I kind of like this look. This one's a little bit straighter than this one, but I like, see, this is what I'm trying to get at, but they obviously have to be even. Is that fine, or does it look too arched? Well, I guess I'll have to just add a little arch because I don't want it to be one is straight and one is arched. But I love this right now, this type of eyebrow. It just makes you look like very sharp. Okay, I think that's good. I arched this one a little. I just added a little bit product on the top just so it doesn't look like one is straight, one is not. I think this is pretty good. Okay, now I will do the bronzer, which I use this bronzer, which is also by OG. It's in Copper Shade, and it's a stick cream bronzer, which I love. And then with the brush that you blend it with, it's so nice. And they use natural products. So also when you use natural products, it does make your face more glowy because whatever you put in or on your body, it's gonna reflect on your appearance. And definitely clean products is a big thing. I don't use all clean products, but this brand has clean products, and that's definitely a plus. And then, as I mentioned, the brush, this blending brush is so nicely, it just really blends this bronzer so seamlessly. Like, look, I barely even like touched it. Obviously, I'm gonna go in a little bit more and just perfect it, but look. So seamless. Look at that. I love it. It's so good. And then, yeah, same thing. Sometimes I go up and then sometimes I brush it, kind of just feel it out. And then, yeah, I just blend it up here so that I don't only have a bronzing line here. It kind of blends in here. This side also looks more extreme, but it's just because of the lighting. And I think, my faces are different a little bit. My faces, my sides of the face. But this looks a little bit more intense. It's just the lighting. And then, yeah, I just put it here. Doesn't really do much probably, but I just do it a little bit. And this is also the blending with the nose. Remember when I did the harsh lines? I very lightly blend it because I kind of like the harsh lines a little bit. As in, I like it to enhance like the crease. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't like it too blended, basically. Okay, now I basically have done everything. So I'm gonna curl my eyelashes really quick. I need a new curler. This curler is not good. I just curl them just to, like, this one's actually doesn't really do much, so don't use a better one. Don't use this one. Okay, now that the main things are done, I go in again with the thin second layer of the concealer and the bronzer. So just to make it hold longer all day, just here, actually, I don't do it everywhere, second layer. Just here, I go in with the second layer, very lightly tapping it so that it really stays in the crease. Kind of nose too, so that it gets that snatched type of look. Oh, I didn't even show you the concealer I'm using. It's the L'Oreal one. I mean, I showed you, but it's all covered. Infallible L'Oreal. Mine is in the shade Vanilla. Okay, now quickly, tiny touch of bronzer. And the second layer, I kind of focus here, just like that. Blend it out. A little here to keep that jawline. And then if I feel like my bronzer is a little lower on this side than on this side, or if I feel it's a little harsh right there, I just blend it a little bit. There we go. If I feel it's a little lower here, I do sometimes kind of just sharpen, like take it off of the bottom like that. You see? But I don't want it too crazy sharp line, so then I kind of just blend it back, but keep it higher, you know? And then just a little blend. I think that's good. Okay, and then for my highlight, I'm using this one. which is a Anastasia, I believe. You can't see it on here, it faded away. And then I kind of go in with the second layer, like slightly again, just to really make it shine. Blending it out after that second layer. Sometimes I go in super slightly with my eyebrow pencil on the inner corner, but just barely. Like I don't even, just enhancing this like inner corner, just like that, like literally. I don't like it to show. It just makes my eyes a little bit more pop, but I don't always do that, but sometimes. Just want to show you that. Okay, and then lips. I actually just lost my lip liner, so I'm gonna use this same eyebrow pencil and do it as lip liner, which sometimes I use as a browner shade. I do use my eyebrow pencil, but I lost my lip liner, so I'm gonna have to use this anyways, but it works. And it definitely creates a more precise look with this. Okay, perfect. And then I'm gonna tap, I already have a little bit of this on. This is a lipstick by Milani, shade Petal. It's a very pinky color, but it goes well with the brown, so that's the plus. But I just tap it. Like barely. Because look, I barely did it and it's already so dark. I think this is my final look. Super quick, super easy, but just makes everything better. All the products I mentioned will be in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye.